The Gospel of Matthew presents a powerful portrait of Jesus. He is the promised Messiah. He is the King of the Jews. Matthew wants everyone to know this. He carefully structures his Gospel to prove it. From the very beginning, we see that Jesus is unique. Matthew starts with a genealogy. This links Jesus to the great King David. It also shows how God works through history. God had a plan, and Jesus was at the center. Matthew wants us to see that Jesus is the fulfillment of God's promises. This gospel is also deeply Jewish. Matthew uses ideas and phrases from the Old Testament. He wants his readers to understand Jesus is the one the prophets spoke about. He is the hope of Israel. He is the king the world has been waiting for. Matthew carefully arranges Jesus' life into sections. He presents Jesus' teachings. He shows Jesus' authority. He wants us to understand Jesus' identity. Jesus is not just a teacher. He is not just a healer. He is the king. Matthew begins with Jesus' family tree. This is important. It connects Jesus to the great kings of the past. It shows he is the rightful heir to the throne of David. God promised David that his kingdom would last forever. Jesus is the fulfillment of that promise. The genealogy is more than just a list of names. It tells a story. It is a story of God's faithfulness. God made a covenant with Abraham. He promised to bless all nations through him. Jesus is a descendant of Abraham. Through Jesus, God's promise is fulfilled. Matthew also includes women in the genealogy. This is unusual for that time period. It shows that God's plan includes everyone. God works through both men and women. He uses all people to accomplish his purposes. The genealogy culminates with Jesus. He is the climax of history. He is the one all the promises have been leading to. Matthew wants us to see this from the start. Jesus' birth is not an accident. It is the culmination of God's plan. Matthew describes the miraculous birth of Jesus. He is born of a virgin. This fulfills Isaiah's prophecy. It shows Jesus is both God and man. He is the Emmanuel, God with us. After Jesus' birth, wise men come from the east. They are following a star. They have come to worship the newborn king. This shows that Jesus came to save all people. His kingdom is for everyone, Jew and Gentile alike. John the Baptist baptizes Jesus. This is a significant event. It marks the beginning of Jesus' public ministry. It is at his baptism that God the Father declares, "This is my beloved Son, in whom I am well pleased." The Holy Spirit descends on Jesus like a dove. This anoints him for his ministry. It shows that Jesus is empowered by God. He's ready to begin his work of preaching, teaching, and healing. Jesus delivers his famous Sermon on the Mount. This is a foundational teaching in Matthew's Gospel. It reveals the nature of Jesus' kingdom. This kingdom is not like the kingdoms of the world. It is a kingdom of righteousness, peace, and joy. Jesus teaches about the importance of the heart. It is not enough to simply obey the law outwardly. True righteousness comes from within. It is about having a pure heart and a right relationship with God. Jesus gives his followers the Beatitudes. These are blessings for those who are poor in spirit, who mourn, who are meek, who hunger and thirst for righteousness. Jesus teaches his followers to love their enemies. He tells them to pray for those who persecute them. This is a radical love that goes beyond human understanding. This sermon shows that Jesus is not just a teacher, he's a revolutionary. He's overturning the values of the world. He is establishing a new kingdom based on love, grace, and forgiveness.